As for the U.S. response, it's not a matter of if, more like how big and what targets. But there are larger geopolitical pictures here that involves multiple countries, including Israel, Iran, Turkey, and Russia. There's also an obvious recent history left behind by the previous president that helped shape this mess in Syria. Joining me now from our bureau in Washington, D.C., national security expert and president of the Iris Independent Research, Rebecca Grant, Ph.D. Rebecca, we have to remember that Syria is in the middle of a civil war. All craziness. You know, the first casualty of war is truth, as they say. And so the reason I bring this up is that I think there needs to be a thorough investigation. Certainly, I think that's what the White House is alluding to right now, to figure out exactly what the source was. Because to me, just from an intuitive sense, you have Donald Trump saying that, hey, I'm thinking about pulling U.S. troops out. Why would Bashar al-Assad do this now with the world watching and on possibly the precipice of U.S. troops going out? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I know it seems really strange timing, but Graham, I think the situation in Syria as they go into their 7th year of civil war is so complex that I'm not sure there's a relationship this time. Here's what I see going on. Assad is trying to close out the last of the rebel strongholds in that area, and this gas attack takes place as his forces are on the move. Now, the one who's really done the most harm here, I'm going to say, is Putin. It was Putin who rearmed the Syrian military. It's Putin who has propped up Assad. So I hear the Trump White House trying to get all their facts in order, look at all the intelligence that they can't share with us, but they're looking at very carefully. So they try to really get a sense of what's going on. But I don't think that fluff last week over what would happen in Syria caused this chemical attack in any way.
No, I think John McCain is way, way off base on that one. But in terms of the U.S. response, it's complicated, right? Because there are many different factions on the ground in Syria right now, including Russia. So that complicates the situation. But you also have interest from Iran there, and you have interest from Turkey. You also have elements of the Islamic State still spread around like cockroaches in the northern part of that country. So it is a very, very kind of complicated situation. And a lot of this is because of the previous president, not because of Donald Trump. The previous president, while he was dithering, allowed these elements to take over in Syria during the civil war.
There's no way around it. Syria is the debacle of the Obama presidency. You know, the facts just show it so plainly. It started in 2011. Basically, the whole Syria situation happened on Obama's watch. He would not even approve a very small strike in 2013. Everyone thought he was going to do that strike, even Susan Rice. Congress was ready for it. He backed down from doing it. 2 years later, fast forward to 2015, and Putin sees an opening. He goes in, he rearms, he puts down his stakes there, and now Russia has major military bases. Assad now controls about 60% of the territory. We, the U.S. and other allies, have armed and aided the Syrian Defense Forces. They control about 25%. The ISIS cockroaches are there, like you say. So Obama left such a mess, and the world knows this, that Trump really has few good options. I can understand why Trump just fumes over this situation, because it is very, very complex right now.
And we also have this thing called the War Powers Act. So the Trump response, you know, has to be pinpointed, it has to be motivated. There is an authorization of military force in that region, but the bottom line is war, taking part in some sort of war in Syria would be absolutely insane, and I'm sure that's not even on the table with the Trump administration right now. Rebecca, thank you. Coming up next, stop the tape. Michelle Obama, when Trump goes high, she goes low. Also had Congress getting in the face of Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg has never had to testify in front of Congress. He is going to be likely pummeled by members of Congress from both political parties.
One America News looks back to moments in history that shaped our country and our world and makes us who we are.
Though 8,000 miles away, the Falkland Islands had been a British possession for 149 years before Argentinian President Leopoldo